come with a like critical eye. Don't get this idea that you're going to get saved or you're going to join a cult or whatever. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I didn't want to ask for like soft touch, but I quite like soft touch. So like, it's kind of like, if it was this a big guy, I just manhandle me. Do you know what I mean? Like, just, I'm taking myself on a date. Going on a date with myself. Good morning. In the church again. Oof. It's a bit more fresh this morning out here than it has been the last, or yesterday I guess. Welcome to day 3. Oh, I didn't sleep in the church, by the way. I'm just meditating because it's a nice place to meditate. I get the feeling, well, I get the knowing. It's going to ramp up a little bit into things. I mean, it's interesting, like, people, without being specific and speaking about others, it's like there is a lot of other type of energy there that's not mine. Other types of beliefs and thoughts and feelings and expressions that I don't need to access. I don't have it in me. It's not a feeling that I crave. But everybody's at different stages in the process, obviously. So it's kind of, yeah, it's just to be aware of that. Not judging it, just being aware that exactly, we're all the same, literally. Some of us just got programmed in a very tricky way. And some of us haven't escaped those programs, and let's be honest, some of us like those programs. I'm not coming like feeling like, oh, I'm a fully enlightened being, I don't need any of this work. That's absolutely not the case. I mean, sure, as far as my own journey goes, I'm very lucky to have achieved levels of experiencing other realities, experiencing plant medicine experiences, for the sake of brevity, that really have changed my life completely. And also being exposed to philosophy that is not highly publicised. It's not the philosophy you get at university, because the philosophy you get at university is highly controlled. I'm enjoying doing the work. I'm enjoying being a part of it. Even just doing the work and seeing how far I've come in the past 3 years. It's a really good experience. So I'm going to go do OSHO No-Dimension. I remembered the name of it this time. Meditation. That's why I got up super fucking early. Yeah, I think I'll share my experience with the No-Dimension meditation. So this is my second time doing that meditation. Last time I did it was last year, and it's an incredible meditation. One of the main reasons is it keeps you very present. Like, you have to be present in that meditation because you're aware that you're basically part of this big organism, which we all are, right? And as a consequence, like, if you're not present, right, you start going into the mind, start thinking about whatever. In my case, the video I just made, I was like, oh, I don't know how happy I am with that one. I felt like I was a bit throwing a bit too many opinions around, and it came up a few times as I was doing the meditation, and it becomes very obvious when that happens, because when you're in the mind, you're not present, you're not participating in this life. But yeah, when you're doing the movements, it becomes very clear that when somebody fucks up, when somebody's in the mind, because then they're like, okay, like, very simple movements become harder, and the meditation kind of like brings you back to learn from that mistake. And also at the end of it, you do some kind of sort of Sufi spinning. Like, I don't know, I've never done Sufi spinning, but it's Sufi-esque, like the whirling dervishes. you look at your palm, and that's been very interesting for me because that's what I've actually been doing for a while now, like practicing lucid dreaming. I look at my hand, and so you look at your hand and you spin, and you see the whole world going round by you, noises people are making and whatever, and it feels like a dream in some ways. Yeah, we're in this physical world and we've got a particular lens on that, but that focus, that lens can completely shift and change. And you'll notice when you lucid dream, you can't really focus on your hand in this wonderful physical reality we live in. We can focus on our hand. I don't have much time here before I go because I've got to do one of my meditations. I've got to do another one. I don't have to do anything, but I enjoy to do them. So I'm gonna go do that. Breakfast was nice. I got to practice somebody saying no to me in real life. Went to sit down with somebody and went, I don't think it's a yes right now. So, alright, fine. Went to say somewhere else, but it's good to kind of like recognise it and be like, oh, that's interesting, how does it make me feel? And it didn't make me feel anything, I just kind of felt like, I hope I didn't interrupt something. I had a nice pod meeting. I felt like I could have filled 100 minutes of just like me being super enthusiastic about life. But I was only able to fill 4 because that's all we got. Oh, hello. So, let's wait till I get outside and I'm walking around before I start talking. So the session in the morning, he gave us 4 things and it was like exploring the shadow, right? So it's like, how do we explore the shadow? So we did that, and that was fun. Didn't really, I mean, like, I've worked with shadow a lot, and seems like an interesting technique, seems like interesting stuff they're doing. Like, for example, do you like somebody, do you like hide away from them, pretend they don't exist? I do that. So that was really cool, and then I got up, and then, like, it was a really good example, it was like, you can notice the pattern and then change it, right? So I got up, and I told the group, like, I mean, I kind of have made friends with my buffalo. When we're talking about shadow here, but I've kind of made friends with my buffalo here. Like, I kind of give it little treats, keeps me safe. So it's like, how much effort do I put into changing that when when it's not something about myself that I feel the call to change? What was next? Lunch. I had a fucking awesome conversation, and I found out that 4 people here, at least 4 people, are going to Medicine Festival, and they're all fucking cool people. I'm like, yes, that's great, fucking awesome. And they're just really cool people. And then I had a really cool conversation with 2 of them, but I think I pissed one of them off. Cause like, he was like, no, free will doesn't exist. And I'm like, no, free will does exist. And like, I know what he means when he says free will doesn't exist, but I also know what I mean when I say free will does exist. But like, basically it was really cool. But like, interestingly, I was like, so one of the girls was like writing down everything I was like, saying, like, not in a journalistic way, and like this guy seems to like just espouse a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna write it down. So she was asking for like people I recommend, listen to, and blah blah blah, and I recommended Osho, I recommended Bashar. We did the wheel of consent, which I'd never done before, but it's really just like putting yourself in a quadrant of like a giver, a taker, an acceptor, or like a kind of surrender person, which I can't remember the other thing. So like, each are as opposite ends of the quadrant. Like the giver would have like the receiver, maybe that's the word, and then you would have like the taker, and then the like acceptor, or whatever, something like that. And basically like put yourself in the quadrants, like understand that, and like we did some like nice exercises, like consent, like just like, can I touch you for my pleasure, can I touch you for your pleasure, and the differences and nuances in that, and like understanding where I sit on those quadrants, like what's my preference. I'm for sure a giver, like my pleasure is giving pleasure to other people, like that's like my deepest thing. And yeah, for me it was very interesting to explore those things, explore it with people, male and female, and all of that kind of stuff, and like it's very interesting. Like ultimately I did it with a guy that's going to medicine actually, and he, Like, I didn't want to ask for like soft touch, but I quite like soft touch. So like, it's kind of like, if it was this is a big guy, I just manhandle me. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like, it's like with the arm, calm down, guys. So then we went into the main activity today, which was very big, and I don't really want to talk about it, quite honestly. Like, it was very personal to me, so it's very, like, as much as this stuff is, it's not just personal to me, it's personal to people that are in my life and that I care about and I love. So it's like, I don't want to bring that into this, if that's okay with you all. That's me setting my boundary. But it was certainly a very shamanic experience, very like diving into an aspect of yourself. It kind of like gave me the process of tapping into somebody else's grief. That wasn't my grief. Fucking fly. Really feeling that in my body, feeling it, and it kind of exhausted me today. But it was a big experience, and certainly something that I don't want to talk about too much. So after that, I did the silent thing. And then after that we came back and we did another exercise which was called RBDSM. It's about like what other people want, right? From this interaction that you're having with them, right? If you're interested in them, you find them sexually attractive, like how do you engage with them? Like what do you talk about? Like before you go and have an awkward fumble with them, like how do you interact with them? What's important for you to know about them and things like that. So it kind of goes into things like, so relationship, are they in a relationship? What kind of relationship? Is it an open relationship? Is it a closed relationship? Blah, blah, blah. And then you have the B, which is obviously boundaries. Like what don't they want, right? Like most people aren't into BDSM, funnily enough. I think it's like sexual health. So like, when was the last time you got tested, right? Well, that's probably a good thing to ask before you get into bed with somebody. I can't remember what the M is. So if I had a nice time with this girl, blah, blah, blah. But I found out she's actually like technically considered a facilitator. And ISTA has a very complicated history with facilitators and having sexual encounters with participants. Facilitators, assistants, and then participants, and then their staff, the people in the hotel. And they're like, okay. I like the way Rafa did it. They put it up on the things, and then it was just like, no staff, right? So no sex with the staff. And under no circumstances can facilitators and participants have any sexual engagement. It bothered me because I don't see this power structure, right? And this is the thing that I want to talk to people about. I want to talk to like one of the facilitators about on camera, hopefully. Is like, I would like to just interview all of them probably. That would be really nice. Like, I hate to admit it because I really don't agree with what they're saying at all, but I understand what they're saying. Like, it doesn't bother me, like, quite honestly. Like, I'm not running about looking for people to have sex with. It's great if it happens. It doesn't drive my life. The last one, I can't remember what it was called, the last one on the BDSM is like, yeah, what are you looking for, I think? And like, for me, like, the things that I look for at the moment in my life as somebody who travels is like, I want intelligent conversation. I can't talk, I love cats, but I can't talk to a cat, right? No, that's all I'll get from it. So like, and I can't, and this isn't an intelligent conversation, it's an intelligent monologue. Doing creative things, going on little trips and blah, blah, blah. Those are the things that I really love. Like, sex is wonderful, but it doesn't rule my life. The last thing was, I just went for dinner with a really lovely lady, and we had a nice chat, and she's in my pod, and yeah, that was really nice. But I kind of like, I was getting to the point where I was like, I'm totally depleted. So that was today. Fucking big day, and it's still not over. We've got another thing going on just now, which is like a self-love ritual. And the way that I've interpreted it is, I'm taking myself on a date, going on a date with myself, and going to dress up sexy for it, basically. That's not exactly how I am, I don't give a fuck. Just turn up to my date like this. So went on the date with myself. It's basically a temple night for yourself. It's kind of like feeling into pleasure and things like that. It's quite interesting. I'm sure we're all very familiar with pleasuring ourselves. If you were not, then turn this channel off. What the fuck? But it's a bit different than that. It's a bit like feeling into like the pleasure in your own body and giving yourself that pleasure. It's hard to surprise yourself. That's the problem. That's why it's good. That's why we need other people, right? Like that's why we need other people in our to give us that pleasure. As much as I tried, I wasn't really feeling it. Like it was a fun evening and like highly enjoyable in general. Just like the energy was moving, it was very interesting and stuff like that. But like me personally, there's just something missing, obviously, when there's not another person there. And that's it. I'm going to bed. Looking forward to tomorrow. I love you. Good night. I hope I've not joined another cult. That'd be terrible. We're taught, by the way, go to school, go to university, get a job, fucking die. And it's very nice not to feel particularly monogamous for once. Just want to do something special for all the ladies in the world.